never wanted to ride a bike across North America. I figured there would be too much traffic and it would be too dangerous. But then I saw the bicycle route map of the Adventure Cycling Association and I was instantly hooked. I figured I'd ride the Northern Tier route and the Lewis and Clark Trail to my home in Traverse City, Michigan. Little did I know my ride would take me all the way across North America. Well, I packed up my bike and flew out to Seattle, and there I was looking pretty cocky at mile 1. But I found out from the get-go that there's a shitload of traffic on the roads up the Olympic Peninsula, and I was scared silly at first. It was clear that not everybody made it on the highways of America, and it became really important to me to be highly visible on the road. Things improved a great deal once I reached the North Cascade Mountains, however, because there was a wide bike lane on the side of the road. Now I thought the Rocky Mountains was just once over the top and you're done, but it turns out the Rocky Mountains extend for about 600 miles, and there are 6 or 7 mountain ranges that I rode across before I reached the Great Plains. It turns out it wasn't that tough riding over the Rockies, however, because all of the passes follow river valleys. Just make sure you've got 3 chain rings on your front sprocket to get over those hills. I did plenty of stealth camping during my ride. I call it bandit camping. And I worried about bears at times in places like Montana. But a bigger concern was the weather. It could be 100 degrees out with no shade anywhere for miles and miles. Other times you'd get caught in the rain.
Waiting out the rain on the Pack River in Idaho might be a good time for a cookie break.
You meet a lot of other bicyclists on a ride like this, and sometimes you ride along together for a while. I've heard that a lot of other cyclists don't like riding the Great Plains, but I loved it. There's very little traffic, and beautiful vistas and a sense of history everywhere. Ghost towns and the tracks of Indians and pioneers. A beautiful ride. At last I made it to Minnesota and then Wisconsin, and a series of bike trails that went for hundreds of miles through the forest.
Okay, I'm on the Mountain Bay Trail on my way to Green Bay, Wisconsin, and the trail is sort of deteriorated into this rough track in the forest. 83 miles.
That's right, 83 miles down that track, and a big old 400-pound bear jumped out right in front of me. I tried to catch him, but he got away. Well, eventually I made it to Green Bay, Wisconsin, and then I took a ferry home to Michigan. I got home to Traverse City about 25 pounds lighter after riding 33 days across the country, and I thought that would be the end of my trip. But I was wrong, because 3 years later, I decided to keep on riding all the way to the northern tip of Newfoundland. That meant riding across Michigan, through Canada, and down the Erie Canal Trail. Much of the land you ride through once belonged to the 5 tribes of the Iroquois. They were the first to plant corn here, long before the arrival of the white man, and you can still feel their ghostly presence. Vermont at last, and a roadblock just past the state line. A lot of cyclists say that the Appalachians are a lot tougher than the Rockies, and I agree. They're very steep, up and down all day long, sheer agony. But to wrap things up, eventually I made it to Newfoundland and the Viking settlement at Lansaw Meadows at the northern tip of the island. A really great ride overall, and something to remember for the rest of my life. Hey, if you get a chance, check out my books of high and low adventure, including Bicycle Hobo. It's a thriller about the bike touring lifestyle that's getting 5-star reviews on Amazon from cyclists everywhere. Well, I've also got some information on gear that you want to take along on a long-distance bike tour on my website at robertdowns.com. Hope to see you out on the road this summer. Have a safe and happy trip. Happy trails.